All right, so we have our 2 birds, and now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna flavor these a little bit.
Okay.
First of all, I wanna just kind of season a little bit with salt, a little pepper, and now I wanna fill the carcass a little bit. Okay, so I take a little bit of celery first, then add the rest here in the pan. Later on, I'll use the drippings, right?
Sure.
I'm gonna take a head of garlic, and I'm gonna cut this baby right in half.
Oh, lovely.
And I do the same thing with carrot. Now, a lot of people I know like to put stuffings.
Sure.
But I'm not a big believer of filling the bird.
Right.
It just changes the way, really, that they cook.
Right.
Would you agree with that as well?
I would, and actually I was wondering if you have any pointers, considering that these are grass-based animals. A lot of people probably don't know to cook it differently, and then they're displeased with the final product. Do you have pointers on how to deal with that?
You're absolutely correct. It's the same thing if people cook beef a lot.
Right.
If it's not grass-fed, then it has all of that marbling, so it cooks a lot faster, right?
Right.
Where if it's grass-fed, it takes a little bit longer to cook it because it's leaner.
Right.
The best thing to do until you get accustomed of cooking this way is to use a thermometer.
Okay.
Okay? Go from the thickest part of the bird, generally here, inside. When you get about 150, 152, pull it out, because as it rests for a while, it is then going to go up to about 165 degrees, and you should have a moist and correct bird.
That sounds wonderful.
So a little onion now. I used to use about 4 sticks of butter, and I would sort of lather it in the skin, under the skin. Okay, well, I've cut back a little bit, so I only use like maybe 1 stick or a half a stick.
Okay.
It should be soft. I'm going to have you pick some herbs. So I have a little bit of parsley.
Great.
Sage, thyme, and I have a little bit of rosemary. I take the thyme and I'll strip the herb.
Okay.
And then the same thing with the rosemary. I'll just sort of clean it away.
Okay.
So now what I do is I just put the thyme right inside the bird like that. A couple of bay leaves, we'll put them in there. And we'll take some parsley, and we'll take some sage. You want to do that for me?
Sure.
All right, so now I'm going to use olive oil in place of all those sticks of butter.
Smells delicious.
Already, huh?
Yes.
And then what I like to do is just start to take a little bit at a time and just kind of...
I have to admit, I go for the old-fashioned route and end up rubbing it in with my hands.
Yep.
So.
I'm trying to just be polite, you know. I generally do the same thing.
Well, this looks like a neater way to do it.
We've got that just kind of all over, and then what I'll just generally do is finish that like this.
Okay.
Now the best part, to really make the crust, we got to salt it, right?
Okay.
So we're going to salt it.
That does make that skin at the end so nice.
Absolutely. And we're going to get pepper. This looks just perfectly fine, just like this. Now, if you could open that top oven for me.
Sure.
Oh, I just am so excited about this.